Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's live streaming from Oregon Weight and Wellness. I'm Dr. Julie Gilbert, and I'm here with Rachel Matthews. Hi, Rachel.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us today. And we are continuing our conversation on my notes are in there. Michael Pollan's book,
Yes.
Food Rules. There you go. What are you drinking there, Rachel? What you got?
I've got my green tea. It's my afternoon green tea.
Me too. Green tea.
Cheers. Yes, I switch. I have my 2 cups of coffee in the morning, and then I always have a cup of green tea, but I have to schedule myself early. I don't want to drink it much after 12 or 1 o'clock because of caffeine.
Right. Okay. All right. And I'll have to say my green tea is decaffeinated. So
nicely
I
done.
don't know if it takes all the good stuff out of it. I'm not sure. But anyway, here I am drinking it.
Here we are.
I like to combine it with ginger. So I have a combo ginger plus green. Yeah.
I'm going to try that. I have some ginger. I will try that next.
It's good because, to be honest, I'm not crazy about green tea all by its lonesome. So this really
I'm not either.
Yeah. And I mean, I know it's so good for me, so I want to try to drink it. And this combining it with the ginger really helps me drink it.
That's so funny that you're saying this because I was making my tea this morning or just now, and I was like, okay. And I was actually thinking, I wonder if they make like green tea blends. Maybe I can find a blend. And so I'm glad that you said that because I have ginger and I can just put another tea bag in.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. That's why this conversation is so great.
Diversity.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Tell us what our chapter's about.
Okay. Do you want me to just read it?
Yeah, let's just read it. Yeah.
Okay. Chapter 29 is called Eat Like an Omnivore. Whether or not you eat any animal foods, it's a good idea to try to add some new species and not just new foods to your diet. That is, new kinds of plants, animals, and fungi. The dazzling diversity of food products on offer in the supermarket is deceptive because so many of them are made from the same small handful of plant species. And most of those, the corn, the soy, the wheat, are actually seeds rather than leaves. The greater the diversity of species you eat, the more likely you are to cover all of your nutritional bases.
Exactly. I love his alliteration, Rachel. The dazzling diversity of the supermarket is deceptive. Yes, because
what's that mean?
Well, I think what he means is like 80% of the stuff when you walk into the grocery store, unfortunately, 80% of it is we got to walk right past 80% of it because it's ultra processed and highly palatable. And the main ingredients are those 3 seeds that he mentioned: corn, soy, and wheat. And most of those are, it's the highly processed form of the corn, soy. Yeah, the flour form. That's exactly right. Or in the case of corn, it would be like the high fructose corn syrup or the dextrose or a highly processed oil from it. Like, soybean oil, unfortunately, in a lot of those products. Yeah. And it makes them taste good. I mean, overly good, hyper palatable, right? More overstimulate those areas of the brain. I went to our local grocery store. It's changed hands a couple of times. And I just had to, as I was walking up and down the aisles of processed foods, I think in that grocery store, 90% of the stuff is processed. I just had to, the thought from my mother came to me: if you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. So I got what I needed. What did I need? Like cilantro or something like that. I was very grateful that they carried cilantro. And I got what I needed and I left. But I tell you what, it's got to be for that particular. It's a grocery store, in a little small town, and I don't want to, judge or whatever or be mean. but man, 90%, just observing. I'm just observing 90% is
Right.
processed. So that's what he's talking about here. Oh, there's all kinds of different pretty little packages and colors and, and it comes in, different ways, cereals and bars and
Yes.
frozen stuff. And all kinds
Great
of.
point. It
Mhm.
looks diverse. It looks like
Yeah.
there's so many options, but you're basically just eating the same things.
Same thing. Right.
Just smashed up into a different ball or shape or Play-Doh factory. That's all.
Remember those things?
Oh, yeah. Yes. And it was so frustrating because they never came out and the little thing would break and the Play-Doh was dried out. It was awful. I have a bad experience with those.
I think I had the same bad experience. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But it is. It's, they take all these main food products, smash them up and make them, fruit roll-ups over here, Pop-Tarts over there, a cracker over here, potato chips. It's all kind of the same things smishing through the factory.
It is. You're absolutely right. And it looks different, but it's all the same. So we need diversity, right, Rachel? We need it. And we need it he makes the point for your to cover the nutritional basis, because a diverse, a variety of food in your life, different colors, is going to give you the micronutrients that your body needs. I was reminded of this by just looking down the list of the different nuts that I eat and how, they're so varied in the even the healthy fats, the kinds of fatty acids that they have, and the variety, like walnuts are higher in omega-3s, and so I'm like, oh yeah, but almonds have this in them, and macadamias have that in them. So we want to mix it up and never eat all the same thing. No, because we have the privilege. I mean, in the I suppose what is another good word there? Ability to do that most of the time.
Yeah. When we can and where we can, we should be changing it up as much as possible. It's available to us.
Right.
And so where you can, changing it up. And it's more fun, right?
Yeah.
It's more fun if you change it up.
Right. That variety. Yeah. The other thing that you like to mention too is about microbiome. Yeah. Why? Right. Because you're feeding different healthy bacteria.
That's right. So our gut microbiome is full of all of these different kinds of bugs, some good, some bad. The hope is that we have a balance of the good and the bad, and that the bad aren't taking over and wreaking havoc. And that's, turning into leaky gut and, poor immune system and poor mental health and weight issues, right? All sorts of problems when our gut microbiome is out of balance. So our gut microbiome, these bugs, they eat fiber. They eat the fruits and vegetables that we eat. So that's kind of like, you've heard of a probiotic. That's trying to reintroduce specific bugs, right? So a probiotic and things like that we find in kombucha and sauerkraut, right? Those are fermented foods. They have bugs in them. So that's introducing the bug itself. But a prebiotic is what feeds the gut microbiome. That's like the fish food.
Yeah.
Right. And the fish food, it comes in all different shapes and sizes on these fruits and vegetables. So what you get from a head of cabbage is different than what you get from strawberries, but all are important so that we have that diversity of our gut.
Yes, that's exactly right. And we want to set up an environment where the healthy bacteria grow.
Yes.
So, and eating that variety, really not just brings in the food for them, but it sets up the environment for the healthy ones to outdo the ones that aren't so great, and makes it not so easy for the bad bacteria to grow. So we want to set up a healthy microenvironment. I'm going to add a little something I learned recently, that it's so important to get vitamin D. And the reason why it's so on the top of my mind is because I'm, looking at our days getting shorter and shorter and shorter. I think our shortest day is coming up on the 21st or the 20th or something. But then it's going to get longer again, yay! But while we're having these shorter days, it's really important to get that vitamin D in there. Most of us have to take it in a supplement. A little bit more. Check with your doctor how much you need specifically. I personally take 5,000 units a day. That's me, though. I'm different than you. Anyway, the vitamin D is part of the of creating that healthy environment for the healthy bacteria to grow.
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
So
yeah.
All right. Well, tell us. You were telling us before, Rachel, about a new thing that you're doing, which is adding variety for you.
Yes.
The sprouting. Tell us how that's going.
Sprouting. Well, it's a new thing. So I'm learning. I love sprouts. Sprouts are not easy to come by. Sometimes in the grocery store, there's maybe one type, and oftentimes there's none. And they're not always the freshest, right? The thing about sprouts is, think about broccoli sprouts. Broccoli has all of its incredible phytochemicals, but what they found is that it's like 100 times in the sprout. That it's like concentrated in the sprout. So great to eat broccoli, but also great to eat the sprouts, and maybe a little bit better. So I'm practicing and learning how to sprout them. You can sprout them in your own home. For my birthday, I got this little home kit, really easy. You rinse the seeds, and then you just kind of grow them and eat them as you go. So I'm practicing first with like alfalfa, the easy ones, right? The easy ones that grow quickly. Some take longer to grow, but all of these different sprouts are going to have a different benefit, not only for me, right? My health, my nutrition, and my fun for eating, because I think that they're tasty and they change up a salad or a sandwich. But then also for my gut microbiome and for the diversity of all these different things. Right. So I'm practicing. I've got one grow, I don't know, one batch, one harvest so far, and it went well. So I'm going to start more this week.
Cool. That's great. Yeah. Something I added new that, I think I took pictures of this and posted it on our Instagram page. Was that something that I'd never really eaten in the past, and I'm now eating right now, is butternut squash. And I'm trying all different ways to do the butternut squash. And we had shared that recipe for the roasted vegetables. Yeah, right. Megan Handy is asking, what was the kit that you used for the sprout?
I don't know what it's called. Maybe I can get that information to her and she can post it for us on our.
Oh, that'd be great.
Something. It was from Amazon, but actually another patient of ours told me about it, and she said she had tried all the different kits and was frustrated by some of them are more complex, and so she told me about it. So I'll let Megan know, and maybe she can post it for us on our Instagram or somewhere. The name of it.
Yeah. Great.
Awesome. Hi, Megan.
She said she'd love to. Yeah. So I'm trying new things too, and new recipes, and but maybe you don't have time for that. I was thinking, here's a great way. This is from a patient brought this in from Costco, and maybe you have some time constraints and don't have time to do all that chopping and things like that. But here's a great combination. Look at all those beautiful colors there. And these are frozen. And we talked about that last time or a couple of times ago, how that really doesn't take away from the nutrient density too much. And this has a little bit of olive oil and pepper on it. So it's all things good for you. And it has mushrooms in there, those fungi. And I'm just going to remind us that mushrooms are, as far as the percent of mushroom, it's as far as a vegetable, it's one of the highest protein content veggies you can get. So they found this.
And also a source of vitamin D, right?
Oh, yeah. Also a great source of vitamin D. Thank you. Yeah, great. So I was going to, the other new thing that I've never eaten before and somebody gave to me, I'm so excited to try, is antelope. So this is a wild, animal. And so it's going to be lean. Its fat content is going to be healthier. It's going to be higher than in omega-3s.
Uh-huh.
That omega-3/6 ratio is going to be healthier. And it's to be a great source of protein. So I'm really looking forward to adding diversity by trying this
Yay.
antelope. Yeah. Another thing that I'll be trying this season is duck. Again, someone gave us some duck that they fresh and wild, and so I remember eating duck when at my grandmother's house, eons ago. But she made a duck soup. I'm sure anyway, she grew up traditional Polish dishes, but so I'll have to investigate, research, look up recipes and figure out how to do that. So I'm looking forward to that, adding to that. So
there's an example of different species, right?
Right. Yeah.
You eat animal, try to eat lots of different ones, and then the wild ones are going to be the healthiest.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So what are some other examples when we're telling people to eat different species or different to add diversity? The first thing that comes to my mind is what you just said: nuts. If you eat nuts or seeds, eat different ones, right? If you normally eat peanut butter, try almond butter or sunflower butter, or check the ingredients, make sure that it's doesn't have a bunch of added stuff like sugar and added oils. But what else? What are some categories? So if you're eating vegetables, try new vegetables. If you're eating fruit, try new fruits. What else? How else would you explain this?
Yeah. So I think, if you look at your plate and you see mostly of one color, I would say get another color, find another color. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a great idea. The rainbow.
Right. Find one or two more colors. And then the other thing, maybe if you're used to eating carrots that are orange all the time, maybe next time you go to the grocery store, there's a purple carrot. I've never had a purple carrot. So add the purple carrot. Or if you're used to eating green cabbage, add the purple cabbage,
Right.
So that's another way to get different nutrient density, different micronutrients and phytochemicals that will add to the diversity and bring in the nutrients that you need for your cells to work well. Yeah,
that's right. That's right. I love that. So just go to the different areas of the produce aisle and the different health food sections. Check the different, go a different direction. Maybe walk in a different way, and you might see something you've never seen before.
Yeah, right. Exactly. And then get curious, like chicory root. I've never really used that much.
Yeah.
Except I've seen it in ingredient lists, or celery root, or celeriac. I mean, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. So there's some things I've never tried, and so that's one of the goals that I've made for myself, is to try one new kind of plant, one new kind of food, whether it's plant or animal, a month. Yeah.
Nice.
So you can make that into a little small goal, or
and that's easy. That's doable. One a month, and at the end of the year, you'll have tried 12 new foods, and hopefully added them into your normal rotation.
Right. Exactly. All right.
Great idea.
Well, thanks. So, happy sprouting, Rachel. And
thank you.
Yes, and we will. Of course, if you have any questions, if you're interested and want to know more about what we do here at Oregon Weight and Wellness, please feel free to call us at 971-273-7143. We will be giving you information about our time that we'll be spending at the Salem Health and Wellness Expo. That's coming up January 8th, but stay tuned for more information about that. And until next time, healthy eating to you. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. See ya.